What's up, everybody? This is Robert Ferguson. I am a guy who shares because I care. And today, I'm going to be joined by fellow nutrition, health, and weight loss coach, the one and only. I'm telling you, she brings the hammer each and every time. And we're going to have a good conversation. I'm talking about Lisa Marie. And today, we're going to talk about something that many people aren't talking about. I'm talking about a weight loss drug, the things that people just aren't talking about. Because I've had clients come to me after experiencing some of the worst side effects you could imagine. I mean, people felt like they were going to die. People felt like this is not working out. I think I just made a huge mistake. And the good news is that they're here to talk about it. You know what I mean? They were able to get off of it. So we're going to share some hope. At the same time, we have a upcoming gut health challenge that's going to be available. Now's the time to register. If you want to meet or reach me, I've provided my information as well as my guest today, Lisa Marie. You can reach out to her, go right to her website. She's available for free consultations and to share because she cares. And then whatever else comes to mind, we're going to help you out. But we're just going to have a candid conversation. Our goal is to keep it within 30 minutes. And then we're going to go over to Telegram and have an open conversation. Now, if you're not familiar with Telegram, it's real easy to set up an account. If you do have a Telegram, we have made available a link. So come over and then we can open it up and have a real fun, candid conversation where you can get on and talk and we can answer questions and just keep it real and extremely transparent so that everyone walks away and they feel like they won. It's a win-win opportunity. Okay, so without further delay, there she is, everybody. She brings the hammer each and every time. The hammer each and every time. They call her Hammer Girl.
What's going on, Robert? How are you?
You know what? I'm good. I'm good. And in preparation for this show, after waking up yesterday, the first day of the new year, let me say also Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, and it's exciting. And then when we were going to talk about what we're going to talk about, it was interesting to really take a moment and look at one of these weight loss drugs. And I just started seeing all kind of things pop up where people were experiencing many health problems. And I sent you over some stuff and you were doing your own research. Like what's something that came to mind? What did you catch up front?
You know, what's interesting is that I was even on Facebook, right? And I see this Ozempic and the semaglutides, like so in so many groups, people asking about it and people sharing, you know, their experience with it. Both good and bad, right? A lot of digestive issues you see, but hey, you know, it's worth it for the weight loss. But it's like a big thing. Like everybody's looking for that, you know, quick fix to their issues. And they don't realize the side effects of it. Right. So that's my big thing. And hey, you know what? If people are going to decide to take, you know, one of these drugs for weight loss, that, you know, it's like you do you. But there should be informed consent. And there isn't, right? You should know not just, you know, the positive benefits of weight loss that a lot of people are looking for, but you should know the other side effects of that and the long-term side effects of it before you actually make that decision.
Well, you know, what's interesting on top of what you just said is that there's a lot of side effects we don't even know about yet.
Right.
Right. So they didn't know that there was a side effect of depression and that people were starting to commit suicide.
Yeah.
And we now know that, you know, because it's so new of a drug that many things aren't going to show up until later. It's kind of like, I don't know if you're old enough to remember a drug called Fen-Phen.
Yeah, that was a weight loss drug like a while ago, right?
And everybody was running around. This is it. This is the game changer. and then they saw that it was killing people. So
Right.
then it's no longer available. so so when you have these drugs, okay, yes, we want to believe that the FDA is that's doing their job, but they don't know.
Right.
So I don't know, man. The risk to benefit, I wouldn't be jumping in bed to be taking these drugs, but I get it because a lot of people are just so frustrated with their weight. You have people like Oprah Winfrey out there giving the perception that, hey, I did it. I'm not going to tell you which one I did,
Right.
but I did it and I'm going to use it as needed because this is going to work for me. She don't even know. She don't know. So there's a
That's a
lot
lot,
to talk
like
about.
you just said too, use as needed. And that's like, that was some of the comments I saw. Well, I just plan on using it for a little while and, then I'll come off of it. And, it's just like a lot of people are saying they just want to use it as a kickstart. But if you can't manage your weight now, what are you going to do different? You're going to continue to need that drug, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, it's so interesting, the world that we live in. And I believe that in a very short period of time here that we can help people get a better understanding on why maybe it's best for them not to like experiment with these drugs
Mhm.
and to learn how to eat regular, everyday, real food, but eat it in a way where you can actually lose weight.
Yeah.
Like I just got off a live meeting with a lot of my family members. And then my mom has two friends that were on a really strict diet and they had success, but it's so strict that they just couldn't keep with it. And they heard my mom because she's no longer like, going to these support groups where she used to go and these ladies were doing this program. She's talking about, and what she's been sharing with them, how she's doing the diet free life and combining her foods and the weight is coming off and I didn't feel deprived and I can eat white rice and I can have a white potato because this program that these ladies are on or were on, you can't, if it's white, it ain't right, Lisa.
Yep.
And today when I was giving them a call, I was like, man, I got to share clips of this because they were like, hallelujah. Is this real? is this really going to work? And I go, it's really going to work. But
Yeah.
anyway, let's go ahead and dive in. So here's the filter, or what they call it, the thumbnail. And as you can see with this thumbnail, the very top, that woman on the left, her name is Vicky, and she's quoted for saying, "I thought I was going to die after taking one of these drugs." She did Ozempic, which is their active molecule is called semaglutide. Today we're going to talk about tirzepatide, which is just another version of this, but it went wrong. It went wrong. And
Mhm.
we're going to dive in. But before we do that, I want to make a point and I want to get everyone's opinion on this. I don't know if you saw my post earlier today, Lisa.
No, I
But
didn't.
okay, so I posted this picture because it was sent to me. And I always thought it's best to have the toilet paper on the right. Whereas almost every woman has told me, no, you want to go with the one on the left.
Yeah.
So my question to you, and I've asked a lot of people this today, why is the one on the left the right way?
Why? Because if you want me to tell you why?
I would like
That
to, and everybody who's
that is
catching us.
that is the
Oh,
right way.
oh,
Because like think about it. If you have it under, right, and you're pulling and then like you put your dirty hand on the other side of that, on that clean side of the roll. I don't know, that's the way I think of it. Like
well, look at the wall. Both of them are touching the
I
wall.
know, but I can't see like the whole thing because I can't see like it's flipped over the top, right? As opposed to
Yes,
underneath.
yes. So I
I
got
don't
both
know.
of them. So we have them both.
I
So
just think the right way is the one on the left.
okay, now everyone who's chiming in, Donna Velasquez says over, no germs from the wall. Linda Jackson says over. Leith and Leslie say over, right? Dana DeMeno She goes, always number one, over. And so I asked my 13-year-old daughter, I said, sweetheart, which one's the right way? She said, the one on the left, over. And I said, why? And she goes, Daddy, it's easier to grab it. That made the most sense of everything.
That does make the most sense.
Okay.
See, but mine's not on the wall. I do have a toilet paper holder, but it's not against the wall. So I don't have that issue of trying to pull it down. So either way, it will pull.
Okay.
But
No,
if I see, like, if somebody changes it and they put it under, I always flip it and go back over.
Well, I think I just met my new friend, my new BFF. Elena says, I'm with you, Robert, under. Now, Elena, just so you know, this is what I decided to do as of today. I have 2 bathrooms, and I went into both of them today, and I changed it so that they both are over. I'm going with the consensus. I would just like to know why.
I don't know. Maybe we need to look into it.
Well, yeah,
I think it's because of bacteria, though.
Well, I'm so into it, and I'm going somewhere with this, you guys. It all ties into this weight loss drug. I went to the grocery store today. I don't need toilet paper, but I went and looked at 3 different brands of toilet paper, looking for instructions where they would say, when you mount the toilet paper, it's over. And not one brand had instructions on it. But yet everybody on Facebook, Robert, it's over. And I go, but why? Well, it's over. It's just the right thing to do. So I draw an analogy or comparison to these weight loss drugs. Some people are like, oh, no, it works. No, it just works. It's the right thing to do. Like I feel like a lot of areas in our life, we don't question enough. Mm-hmm. And because we don't question, then people just assume if Sheila's doing it or Oprah's taking it or someone else is taking it, then it must be okay. It must be safe without really asking questions. And I think that's part of the lack of informed consent that you brought up.
Right. Exactly.
Well, thank you, Elena. Elena is my new BFF. If you live local, I would take you out to eat, Elena. I really would. Okay, let's get into this. So here's a study of this drug, and the brand names that we're talking about today, and it's all of them. Zepbound is one of them, and Mounjaro is the other one. And that is what we refer to when we say tirzepatide. And in this clinical study, I don't know if you had a chance to read it all the way through.
I didn't have a chance to read it all the way through yet.
Well, the conclusion is that it's very clear. If you're taking these drugs, then you're taking them for the rest of your life. Because when people stop taking them, even if they only wanted to jumpstart, lose, 20 pounds, lose, 10 pounds, 50 pounds, significant weight gain back when you stop taking it. So you have to ask yourself, okay, am I cool with shooting a needle every day or once a week for this drug in my body?
Right.
Not knowing if it's going to cause heart attacks later, not knowing that if it's going to cause a cancer gene to be expressed and now you have cancer. They don't know any of this.
Right.
And when I was looking at just briefly, like nausea, diarrhea, decreased appetite, vomiting, constipation, indigestion, stomach pain, and then the list just goes on and on and on. I mean, you're talking, allergic reactions. We're talking kidney failure, severe stomach problems, changes in your vision, gallbladder challenges. I mean,
kidney challenges. I don't know if you said that, right?
Yeah. I mean, this is crazy.
Right.
So
your stomach stops working.
Yes. But it's the thing that a lot of people are doing.
Right. Well, it's like everybody jumped on, the other shot that came out for that virus. And, a lot of people are wishing they didn't now. And I think this is really no different, like what's happening with these drugs too.
Oh, it's crazy. And they still don't know. Now, this woman, Vicky, she wanted to lose weight. She looks pretty good. And
Mhm.
she lost a little bit of weight, but she almost died, or she felt like she was going to die. She injected it in her second week. She had major like stomach problems. So bad that it was like, we got to go to emergency. And she's now no longer, of course, taking it, and put her story out there to help other people go, look, there's got to be a better way, because you don't want to go through what I just went through. You know what I mean? So many people are going through that.
Mhm.
And the goal here is that we got to get people to wake up. And I just wanted to have a conversation about it, because it's taking advantage of so many people. And the people who are getting some results, they're not telling you about the discomfort and the pain that they're going through.
Right.
So, do you have you had anyone tell you what their personal experience has been with it?
Um, no, like for the most part, I'm like surrounded by a lot of people that have not, they don't trust those type of drugs. So, thank God, like they, they're more into researching that. I really honestly haven't come across, it's a question that I want to put out there. I know people who are taking it or have reached out and said that they're taking it because they are diabetic. Um, but not specifically for weight loss.
Mm. Well, I had, and I think I mentioned this to you, but I'm gonna give you guys a real life story that just happened to me with one of my clients. This she's a celebrity. I'm not gonna mention her name, out of respect. I would actually have to ask. I would ask her before I would mention her name, because what I'm going to share with you. But she looks great, um, and she wants to do what everybody else is doing. Right? It's kind of like the toilet paper thing. I'm not going to really ask questions. It must be okay because it's approved. So I'm coaching her, and we're new at coaching, and she's really busy. She's always filming, always flying, and she calls me on a Friday night, and she's in a panic mode. She's literally tearing. I could hear her crying. And I go, man, what's going on? And I have my kids, so I leave the room and I go, hey, what's going on? And she's crying, and she finally gets it together, and she goes, I am in so much pain. I've been vomiting all day. I'm like, all day? Like, I take that literally. Like, you woke up and you've like been at the toilet. She goes, on and off all day. I can't eat anything. I can't keep. And I'm thinking, is this Ozempic? Is this one of these weight loss drugs? Well, it can't be. One, she don't look like she needs to lose weight. Two, I'm coaching her. So she's learning how to eat. I can't be Ozempic. She's just having some gut problems. So I kind of gave her some recommendations, anything crazily like different than most of you guys would do for your kids. We just kind of stuck to a little bit of liquids. We worked in a little bit of like some saltine crackers,
Mhm.
and really we didn't eat. And I just said, look, let's just keep you out of pain. Don't consume anything. And even when you wake up tomorrow morning, don't eat anything. So she did that, and she was able to do her shoot. So a week goes by, and she calls me and she goes, hey, Robert, thank you for helping me with that. She goes, I'm really focused now. I'm like, what? You're really focused about what? And what she was focused on was, I'm ready to learn how to eat. Because she says, I didn't want to tell you, but I was taking Ozempic. I was like,
Mhm.
what? Right. I was like, what? She goes, yeah, I bought it. I'm like, you bought it? She goes, yeah, and I had some. I was like, you know what? Let me just take it. I'm gonna get rid of it, and then I'll stop. So then we knew 100% that the pain and the frustration and what she was going through was
Yeah.
because of the drug. What's your thoughts?
I think that's like a lot of what like when like I said, when I was looking through some like groups on Facebook, that's what people, they're taking it, they're asking questions of other people who have taken it. They want to take it because, I'm just going to try a little bit of it. um, and people will share, well, I had, I had a little vomiting and diarrhea and little,
And I'm not
what,
laughing at anybody, but God, Lee, listen to how that sound. Like, yeah,
right?
I'm gonna take it, just for a couple more weeks. I got a little bit of vomiting, a little bit of diarrhea.
I got dehydrated. I need to go to the hospital and get an IV, but like I am good. It's like you just have to lower the dose, right? Or it's just really when you just like sit back and read like the comments, um, people answering that question to each other, like, and I've seen like a good like, people are like, no way, don't take that. Um, but then the ones talking about the side effect, it's unfortunate that, they're mainly what they say is that those side effects were worth it. But are those side effects worth it for the rest of your life? Right? Like, what if that side effect never goes away? What if you stop the drug and that, like the other story that you shared too, when the guy that's suing Eli Lilly with the paralyzed stomach,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know? So maybe you have a little bit of stomach issues, but like, what if that never resolves?
right.
And there is another way to do it. People just don't know.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, people will be able to sue because the pharmaceutical companies are protected.
Right.
But the guy she's referring to, you guys, like a story just came out. He's suing Eli Lilly, who put out these drugs. He's 38 years old. He took 2 doses of Monjarno and permanently paralyzed his stomach. Permanently paralyzed his stomach. Now, the people who will still take the drug, they don't want to know this, and then their source is their doctor. Right? So when you and I talked a couple days ago, I called 3 doctors that are friends of mine, and I just wanted to make sure, is there a loophole? Why are so many doctors pushing this drug, these weight loss drugs? So I talked to 3 of them with the goal of finding out, is there a kickback anywhere? There is no kickback. That's still illegal. There is no loophole. They do get paid if someone has to come to their office for a doctor visit.
Mm-hmm.
But they are pushing this drug. And I was like, why are you pushing it? And 2 of the doctors, we got in a little bit of a debate. I said, look, you know me. You know how we help people and we've showed people how to eat regular food and get better results than what the drug is getting. Why are you guys pushing it when you could easily push me? I was like, dude, refer your clients to me. And they all got quiet when I brought that up. What the hell is that? See, that's why we're going to have Telegram. So we're going to go to Telegram, you guys, so we can be open and you guys can express yourself and go off.
Nice. Gonna be fun.
And let me see here. Any questions, you guys, about the drugs that we could bring up? Because we talk about it here and there. We are going to go to Telegram. You can get our link. Just come on over there, and then we can bring you on, and we can have like 30 minutes of just a conversation, a transparent conversation about this. And Hammer Girl here is a guru. She knows Telegram. Like she's amazing. She knows it. Okay.
I
Now,
love Telegram.
Tina C says, I have a friend that was all excited to ask her doctor to switch to this for her diabetes so she can lose weight. Okay. Mm-hmm. You want to comment on that?
I think, well, because I think like what they're doing, right? Like, so people who, let's say, are taking metformin to control their blood sugars, metformin doesn't really do like the weight, like these, the Ozempics and the Mounjaro and all of them. So I'm thinking that she's doing that because she wants to lose weight, right? Mm-hmm. Tina?
Yep, that would be it. Now,
You know, and what's interesting too is like, so like even people, right? I was having this conversation. I spoke to this woman today. She's a type 2 diabetic. She's been diabetic for 20 years. So she started out with diabetes, type 2. She now has also high blood pressure. So she's taking high blood pressure medication. She has fibromyalgia. She was on 20 something drugs over the course of 7 years. 20 years, sorry. 7 drugs over 20 years. And no, 20 something drugs over 20 years. Sorry, she's down to 7. And you know what, as we were talking, I realized, so like all of these like insulin resistance issues, right? So like all of these medications that she was taking, even for like the diabetes, right? So she's on metformin and, all of the, quite a few actually, to help her manage her blood sugar. But she said her health has continued to decline with fibromyalgia, with high blood pressure. So even these drugs that she's taking to control her diabetes has not helped in any way. Sure, her glucose, her blood sugar is down, but she has a whole bunch of other health issues. And we know that through learning how to actually eat, right? Because they're not taught that. When I was having conversation with her, she was like, what, really? Like she was mind blown, because she had never even heard that before. She was never taught how to eat, just what to take, like what to stay away from, not how to combine her foods. So she was really excited learning that information, because she wants to get off the medication. That's the funny part. So, right, like the people that need that medication, that this is what I find. So the ones that actually, I won't say may need that medication, or whose doctors put them on it because, they're type 2 diabetic, they're the ones that want to come off of it the most. Mm-hmm. Right. And then you have people that want to go on it to lose weight, while the ones who actually, need it for, health reasons, they're all trying to come off of it.
What they want to get off it's one of those things where this is what one of the doctors said to me the other day. Robert, people get on this drug, they lose weight, we get them off their blood pressure medication. I go, yeah, but then they're on the drug. I said, you know what GLP-1 is? And they go, yes, right? That's one of the active molecules that makes the drug work, you guys. And our bodies will naturally secrete it. As, Hammer Girl did a really nice post the other day with a meal that actually causes GLP-1 to be secreted in the body. So then you get the weight loss benefits of food without having to take the drug, right? Because the drug is a GLP-1, what they call agonist. It acts like what our body naturally does. And so right. I said to her, and she goes, yeah, I know what GLP-1 is. I said, okay, so you realize there's receptors all over the body for GLP-1. And she goes, yeah, what's your point? I go, there's GLP-1 receptors on the heart. So when you put in this drug, we don't know. There was no studies ever done on how the receptors are going to respond to GLP, this over secretion of GLP-1 that comes to these other receptors. It could cause a person to have a heart attack.
Well, you know what?
That's what heart disease.
Yeah. You know, what's interesting is that's in one of the studies that I was reading about that. And what it was linked to, like, if you research, like, can I come off of Ozempic, let's say? And in that, they link it to like research, and they say, well, no, you're kind of stuck on it for life, because really at this point, we don't know if you're going to have a heart attack or stroke if you come off of it, which makes sense to what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Come on, man. This is crazy. So yeah. Before we go, if you guys have any specific questions, bring it our way, because we're going to go over to Telegram, and then we can bring people on, right, and do like a radio show.
Yeah, we can have two-way conversations. So we can, so it's not just you and I talking, we can bring everybody into the conversation.
Yeah. So you guys, and if you're new to Telegram, the link is provided. So just click on the link. Diet Free Life is there. So the goal is that we'll work it from there. And again, I
And
get
Robert,
lost.
I'll just mention, so to anybody who's new that's going to come join us over on Telegram, when you go to that link and you're on Robert's main Diet Free Life channel, it's called the channel over there, on that page. If you look up at the top, we're going to start the live stream, like the voice chat. So you'll see up at the top right-hand corner, join. So you're just going to press that join button and you'll be in our little chat room over there.
Okay. So, all right. So being ignorant when it comes to the Telegram. So you're telling me, so I got Marilyn here. Okay. And I'm not saying Marilyn don't know about Telegram. Maybe she does, but let's say Marilyn doesn't. Marilyn clicks on the link. She goes there. The first thing, if she doesn't have an account, is that she would have to set up an account.
Right. So first thing, she'll have to set up an account if she doesn't already have an account. Right. Once the account is set up, you'll come over to the link for Diet Free Life. And at the top of the screen, you'll see a join button. And that's how you join the conversation.
Okay. So this is our first time doing this way. So, we got to start somewhere. So when we say goodbye, do we encourage people to come over like in 5 minutes? What do you recommend?
Yeah, no, I'll go right over there and I'll get it started. So yeah, they can hop off here and, by 5 minutes we'll be up, but they can jump right over.
Okay. So one of the things that I'll cover over on Telegram, and for those of you who are catching the replay, still connect with us on Telegram because we'll be doing this every week. We'll be on YouTube, Facebook, different platforms, and then we'll take the conversation to Telegram. So today in this call, and I guess we can make the replay available, right?
Yeah.
We'll go over, and the one thing that I will share, aside from us having a conversation and talking, is I will walk everybody through step by step how these weight loss drugs work in your body. Like if people understand the pros and there's some cons on how it actually works, why people aren't hungry, I'm going to show you or walk you through that in less than 2 minutes, exactly how the drug triggers certain things in your body that causes all of these positive outcomes. And then I'm going to share with you a negative outcome that no one really talks about. Like they never talk about it. Every doctor I get on, and all three of the doctors I talked to the other day, Lisa, they had no clue about the last step. I mean, I knew they didn't, but it was interesting to watch how they were just silenced.
Yeah.
Because here they are pushing something, not knowing one of the most important parts of what every one of them, I'm trying not to use the word should, but should know.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So
all right.
I guess I'll just see you over there.
I'll see you there.
Okay. I always get nervous with this. So you guys, if for some reason you have a hard time, I mean, Lisa knows it's like the back of her hand. I'm a baby. And so I always get nervous because I'm doing it and I don't really know what I'm doing. I can call Lisa and she goes, no, click here, click there. So hopefully you guys will make it over and we'll have a party.
Sounds good.
All right, you guys. So if you want to contact Lisa, her website's there. My website's there. We'll see you over in Telegram. I'm Robert Ferguson. Thank everybody for being here. Happy New Year. Bye-bye. See you over there.